Can I really trust my joy, my intuition, my heart? Or am I just chasing another illusion again? If you have been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, disconnected, or just numb, it might not be laziness. It might be soul resistance. Today, I want to unpack what resistance actually looks like, because it is not always what you think. You know, there is a kind of ache that does not come from lack. It comes from knowing there is more in you, but not trusting yourself enough to reach for it. Sometimes the most terrifying thing is not failing. It is, what if this actually works and I'm still not enough? That is the question so many of us carry silently, even as we try to manifest or align or build something meaningful. And that question creates resistance, not because we are not ready, but because somewhere along the way, we learn to second guess the part of us that knows. We think resistance shows up as fear, avoidance, or loud denial. But most of the time, it's quiet, familiar, almost logical. Resistance looks like perfectionism, I will launch it when it is perfect. Overgiving, let me help them first. Busyness, if I stay busy, I don't have to feel. Burnout, I am exhausted but cannot stop. Procrastination wrapped in spiritual language, I am still aligning. These patterns aren't flaws. They are protection. Here's what I've learned. Fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it sounds like, maybe I should wait until I have more clarity. Let me just clean my entire house first. What if this is not the right idea? Other people are already doing this better. Sound familiar? We call it perfectionism. We call it procrastination. But really, it is often just grief in disguise. Grief for all the times our joy was not safe. When our softness was not welcomed. When our intuitive truth made others uncomfortable, so we muted it. Earlier this week, during a tarot pull, I pulled the Queen of Cups sideways and the Fool reversed. That Queen of Cups sideways, she is us in the middle of trying to reconnect with our feeling self while still guarding the door. She is open but cautious. She wants to give, to feel, to trust again. But part of her is still waiting to see if it is truly safe. And that Fool reversed, he reminds us that the leap is real, but we have been taught that risking joy means risking disappointment. So instead, we tiptoe, we delay, we wait for a sign. What if joy is the sign? What if that soft, intuitive whisper pulling you towards something is not just a desire, it is a remembering? What if your heart already knows where you are going? And resistance is just the voice of a past version of you trying to protect you from pain you have already outgrown? The work is not to be fearless. The work is to be faithful to your becoming. Your resistance is doing its job. It is trying to keep you safe from rejection, from change, from not being ready. But at some point, the resistance becomes the thing hurting you most. And what was once safety becomes a cage. Here's the reframe I invite you into today. You do not need to trust the outcome. You only need to trust the next step that feels aligned. That might look like saying yes to something, even if it is small, showing up when you want to disappear, creating imperfectly instead of waiting for clarity. Let joy be your compass, even if it feels unfamiliar. Joy is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of soul permission. So ask yourself today, what would change if I trusted my joy, even just a little? What might open if I stopped looking for permission and started remembering that I already am the one I have been waiting for? That is why I made the Soul Resistance Decoder, because resistance is not weakness, it is sacred. But you deserve to name it, understand it, and eventually let it go. Download the guide below. And if any part of this called you out gently, drop a comment. You are not alone. You are just shifting. Download the Soul Resistance Decoder. It will help you name the subtle emotional patterns that block your self-trust, so you can finally start creating from truth, not tension. And tell me in the comments, what does your intuition want you to trust today? Keep choosing your own adventure. This is your soul's story to write. Until next time, may your soul stay curious, your path stay sacred, and your truth rise like stardust. Keep decoding your destiny, one cosmic clue at a time.